create an autoscaling group. So before that, let us go to our Ubuntu instance and save the PM2 process. This is just to ensure that when we are doing autoscaling, our original EC2 instance is not going down. We clear this and just make sure that EC2 instance is still up. Run these commands in sequence. So we have saved the process. Now let us exit. So now let us move to autoscaling group creation. So if you go to our EC2 console, we can see the instances running. On left side, we can see the autoscaling group. So let us go to autoscaling group. Create autoscaling group. Let us give an autoscaling group name. We need to have a launch template, but we can use a launch configuration instead. Okay, so let us create a launch configuration. So launch configuration name we can give same. We need to choose a AMI. AMI simply means the image from which we need to create this autoscale group. So what we are going to do is like we are going to create an image of the original EC2 instance that we created, and and then we'll use this AMI to create the autoscaling group. So here, if we go to the actions, we can see image and templates. Go to create image. Let us select this instance and then go to image and templates, create image. Let us give the image name as S11 auto scale demo AMI. No need for image description, nothing. We can just create the image. So we have an image created. Just to ensure that image is created, go to this AMIs and open link in new tab. We can see that image is created. Okay. Now go to EC2, go to autoscaling group and create launch configuration. So here now it should come up, but let us just make sure that we are refreshing the page to see if it is coming up or not. Yeah, we can see that S11 autoscale demo MI, which is the image of the original EC2 instance, is now shown up. So we are selecting it. Choose the instance type. This simply shows which instance we need to use. We are going to use the t2.micro since this is a simple application. We are not going for support instances. IAM instance profile, we can select the one that we created for our original instance, which is S11 MLO autoscale demo EC2 role. Under security group, we need to add 3000. With anywhere option. Here we are creating a new security group and making sure that 3000 is also added to this new security group. So this will make sure that new instances we are creating will also have the 3000 port working. Now choose an existing key pair. We can use the same key pair name that we used earlier. I acknowledge that I have access to the key pair. Okay, just let us just review it. Let us create the launch configuration. So S11 Autoscale demo config is ready and it should be available for selection here, and it is. Okay, now click on next. Let us select all the available zones. You can see we can choose multiple availability zones, and based on auto scaling, EC2 will use it. Give next. Now load balancer, we need to use a load balancer, so let us attach to an existing load balancer, and we need to create a new load balancer now. So let us go to EC2 console again. On left side we can see load balancers. Go to load balancer. Currently there are none. Application load balancer is what we need. Just select all the mappings. For security groups, we will create the new security group that we have just seen. That is Autoscale security group 6, which was getting created when we created the launch configuration. Just to ensure that we selected the correct one. Let's see. Security group is it. This is auto scaling group 6. We should select the same one here. Here we need to change the default port to 3000 because this is where we need to make our EC2 instance listening. So create the target group. We need to create a target group now. Choose instances here, 3000. To advanced cell checking, override port 3000. Let's just ensure that this instance is target group name. Click on next. Select the instance. Just make sure that this is the same instance, 81. Include as pending below. Create target group. So this one should show up here. Yeah, our target group is created. Create load balancer. Load balancer is now created. So let us go back to our autoscaling group attached to an existing load balancer. So now we have a target group. Let us see. Yes, it is there. Let's go to next. Okay. This is how we need to select the desired capacity, minimum capacity and maximum capacity. So I'm giving desired and minimum as 2 and maximum capacity as 4. Scaling policy is target tracking scaling policy. I'm giving this as CPU utilization and target value 80%. Click on next. 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 Let's create the autoscaling group and see how it goes. So autoscaling group is now created. So there should be 2 more instances that automatically should come up here. Yeah, it is seen as pending. Just let us make sure that our earlier instance is still up. Unfortunately, it is closed. Let us see if the new ones we are able to check out. Yeah, as you can see, the new ones that came up, they are up and running and are having the same code that we have seen in the earlier instance. That is, this was our original instance. It is having V2, and the 2 autoscaling groups that we just created are having V2 as well. So as we can see, the instances got automatically created, and as and when CPU utilization goes more than 80%, it will create more instances based on the rules that we have given here, that is minimum capacity and maximum capacity. And each one will automatically get the code that is present in the image. So image we have created was based on the original instance that we have created. Okay, that is which one is using this launch wizard 9 security group. This was the image that we have created. So now another thing that to notice is, like, if we deploy our any further changes, it will get reflected in our original instance, but it won't get reflected in the auto instances that got created, because they are because we haven't tied our deployment group or deployment with these 2 instances in our code pipeline. So next step will be to do that. That is to add these 2 newly created instances also to our deployment group, so that as and when we make any changes to our local repository and commit it to code commit, all these 3 instances will get the change automatically, and we can confirm it via the browser.